Hello, hello, hello. This is Shandin Pete, travel research specialist.
Gotcha.
All right. As I was saying,
Yeah.
that Indian man's a complicated creature. You know, we can endure a lot of pain and suffering, a lot of adversity. But when it comes down to it, man, we're crying inside, right?
Yeah. Crybabies.
I like how you agreed with that really solemnly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it almost made you cry. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's serious. It's serious business.
Well, I'm not here to make you cry, so let's pick the mood up a bit. I know I hit a nerve. I hit a nerve.
Yeah.
The Nakoa nerve. You probably just got done fighting with your old lady.
Yeah.
So I got to record, and she's like, "What do you mean you never?" And then she got on your case.
Yeah.
Now you're just getting it over with.
Yeah.
Face the music later, right?
Yeah.
That's a nervous laugh.
Yeah. We'll apologize later. Yeah.
but passive aggressively.
Yeah. Passive aggressively. Keep the shoes on in the house, that kind of stuff,
No serious apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know how it goes. We're going to get deep. This is our 49th episode. You know that?
49th.
49th episode.
Oh, man. I like that number. Brings back memories, the full 49th.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
If I'd have known that, I could have set up a green screen and we could have had like an old car hood, a couple car hoods behind us.
You could have brought a car hood.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have brought one.
Aaron.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can.
Is it loud and clear? Is it loud and clear?
Yeah.
Can you hear this?
What? No, I hear nothing. Silence. Silence. I hear you though, breathing.
You
Mouth
can hear
breathing.
me clear?
Yeah,
Loud
I hear you
and
really
clear?
good.
Really?
Yeah, that's rare.
Well, I didn't charge my computer.
You gotta be kidding me.
I wish I was. Hey, Koa, how's it going?
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm good. Man, Koa sounds legit. I sound whack.
I know he sounds like.
I can hear you. I can hear you
like-
loud and clear.
Well, it's your voice,
it
man.
good?
Well, it's his voice. He's got that. He's got
Oh,
that.
okay.
He's got that solemn. I just got in a fight with my old lady because I have to record at night.
Yeah.
Voice. They've been yelling.
Yeah.
So his
I'm kind
voice-
of harshed out,
You did you just get done saying hurtful things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurtful things. That's
Yeah.
We're just talking about, this is our 49th episode. And the significance of that is somewhat ironic
Yeah.
because
I kind of thought so.
because the song I wanted to share with you guys is actually an old 49er.
Nice.
Yeah. Aaron, are you with us?
I
What's
am-
up?
I'm
Okay.
nothing. An old 49 song.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
How's that look, guys?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I like the, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the sweater too. The sweater's looking nice.
This Old Navy Playboy. That's how you know you're aging, is when you go to Old Navy and everything makes sense.
Yeah. Right. Feels right.
You look at
Yeah.
the mannequin, you say, I want that look.
Yeah.
You're like, hey,
that's for me.
how the mannequin is, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Show me where that's at.
Yeah.
In fact, get it for me. Get it down for
In
me.
fact,
Yeah.
I think that's my size.
I think the other sign of aging is a little bit is when you wake up in the morning and your bros text you or you text them and you realize it's like 5:30. You know what I mean? That's another sign.
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning texting with the bros.
Yeah. 2 decades ago, that would have been a
Oh, yeah.
different scenario.
You'd be
Yeah, you
going
would
to
have been
bed.
just going to bed.
Yeah, you just be
What
going to
about-
bed.
You send them a picture of your coffee. That's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, classic,
Yeah.
classic.
Oh yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, man. I want you guys to listen to this. 49er, man. This comes straight at you from the year 1976.
oh, I'm not gonna know it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard it either, but this is the epitome of live, because this is recorded live at a 49. Aaron probably knows the place because this was in his Aboriginal territory. They're in the Crow Fair. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean,
Here we go. Tell me if you can hear that.
They're singing on the beat though.
These guys ain't sober. If you listen carefully, you hear some wheezy in there. I can hear my dad in there wailing away.
Dude, you're probably conceived at this.
I was ditched in the teepee, man. I was 2. But my brother might have been. Shanta was conceived.
I never heard this song.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that, man?
I'd like to know where you got that, or how did you
Yeah.
recover that from 76? That's before we were born. Before I
Yeah.
was born, anyway.
Before you was born,
Before
Yeah.
I was born.
before Aaron was born, I was 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was recorded by my dad and my mom. I inherited a bunch of tapes when my dad passed, and so I've been slowly digitizing them and throwing them up on YouTube. This is one of them, live recording, actual
That's
49
awesome.
Crow Fair. Where do these 49s happen at there, Aaron?
Well, back then, I mean, probably right in the camps, but
Yeah.
that's what yeah.
then,
right,
then
yeah.
remember, Two Leggins kind of became the spot, Two Leggins,
Yeah.
which is actually a state park.
The state park now.
Well, it was then.
What was
So,
then?
I always thought it was weird that it's on the res, but it's a little piece of state park next to the river. So we would go there and give the county jurisdiction over us, which is weird.
Wow.
It was like, why now we're not only now you go into the state park, now the sheriff has jurisdiction over you, then the BIA just waits for you out here. So you're like, what do we, I don't know.
Better to do time in county than tribal.
And I only went out there one time. That was like probably the last year they had a 49 out there,
Well, yeah. They don't do it no more out there then, no? Get banned?
No, dude, it's the Wild West right in the camp, man.
Yeah.
No, right
Yeah.
now? Like today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with that statement there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I suppose that's sovereignty, right?
Remember, sovereignty is the right to make decisions that are both good and bad, right?
That's right. We've said that. Sovereignty, right to do good and bad. And
Yeah.
for you to choose whether that is good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. We got Nakoa here on the line, and we've been trying to connect with him for a while. Last time I reached out and asked Nakoa if he wanted to come on. He said, "Oh, I'm going to Canada," and I thought, "Well, they got Wi-Fi up there. What's the heck? What the heck, man?"
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe he's going up there illegally, so he don't want to be,
Yeah, we don't want to give the IPs up there.
Yeah. We gotta kind of stay on the down.
Getting
low.
traced. Getting tracked.
Yeah. But man, I wanted to ask both of you actually one question. I want you to think about this. What's changed? Now, you guys are a little bit younger than I am. What's changed since your time singing and seeing the powwow or / round dance, anything associated with you're familiar with in the things that you participate in? What's changed from then until now? Because I've been noting some things, and I think it's I like to know what you've noticed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron. Let
That's
me
a
know.
lot.
Then we'll give Nakoa a chance to think it over.
That's a lot, man.
Well, how about just one or two things?
Remo drums.
The Remos.
Well, yeah, when I first started singing and even kind of started round dance, and I haven't been singing as long as you guys, but Remos weren't a thing. That's something simple.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time I seen Remo drums, and it was a guy named Gabby Corral.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that in the
talked about last episode, yeah.
But yeah, but it was Remo drums.
Well, besides that one, because we talked about it.
Maybe the influx of like solo round dance singing.
So that's gone and went. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when I first started singing, I guess Edmund Bull was probably like the only guy. There was a little bit like McGilvery and Green. They were kind of doing some stuff similar.
Duet.
But for the most part, it was like still groups, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then we all lived through the Big River Cree fad,
Yeah.
And how everyone pretends they weren't fans now. That's the part I like. It was real. Like, I wasn't even into them.
Some
like,
denialism.
No, you were. No, you were.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot I could say, but go ahead. Cole.
Yeah. No, man, I got to add to that. Just a Big River Cree song came on. Tonight, I think it was my wife was playing some Pandora or something, or Spotify or something. Anyway, one of those songs came on. Pure nostalgia, man. I mean, talk about taking you back a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
That it's been a while. I'm telling you what, man, we jammed that over and over.
Everybody.
I was a big fan of Lard. I actually got him to do a track on one of my albums. When I was living up there for a bit. Yeah, so I went and he happened to be shacked up on the res that I was at. So I went and seen him and asked him if he'd lay a track down. So yeah, man.
Is that recent?
Fan of Lard there.
Is that
no, this was it's about 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Which album is that on?
No, it's called Indian Summer.
Oh, Indian Summer.
Album.
Okay.
Yeah. He come and did a track there, and we just did it in the house. We didn't have access to anywhere where we were all just kind of hanging out on the res there. And, but yeah, he came over and he laid a song right there, and it was pretty cool. I mean, just because we traveled for so many miles, and that was definitely on the top playlist there. Big River Cree, man, it was there.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
So you guys didn't go into the bathroom, into the shower, and recorded it?
No. We did it in the living room. Yeah,
the stairwell thing came after.
Yeah. That was before the stairwells.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but a lot has changed. It's kind of like what Aaron was talking about. But one of the things that I guess stands out to me is it really did seem like a different vibe back in I want to say the 90s was a different era, of music. And even, just the vibe of being at a powwow was different. Yeah. And I just think, and I'm not knocking this or saying it's a bad thing, but I think the level of competition has risen so high. people honing in that talent is definitely next level, you know. And you know, it didn't seem like you know, 90s, it was kind of we weren't really trying to perfect the sound like that. We were just it was kind of freestyle, you know. Everyone just cut hard and you know. And but now it seemed like, you know, you know, some of these groups, these top-notch groups, it's almost like perfection almost, you know. I mean, it's almost robotic, man. These guys are next level for sure. And I mean, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's just but you know, of course, you know, back in the 90s, you know, it was rare to even see a $5,000 singing contest for first place. I mean, I remember that was one of the first times it ever came out, was in the mid 90s, and everyone was like kind of freaking out, like, holy, $5,000, you know. And you know, now it's like kind of like 15 to 20 is kind of pretty standard, you know, nowadays. That's what so that's one of the main things that I've seen that's really kind of changed, but it also changed the vibe a little bit, right? You know, it's a little different vibe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, seeing that evolution, man, is been quite the thing. And you know, like you said, it's not bad, I don't think it. But for some people, you know, you have those one people who say, I don't like powwow no more, and, you know, because they say it's changed. But I think that natural evolution, like I said, it's natural. I think that just happens. I got this one. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, I got this one memory of Nakoa I wanted to mention, because I say it often in certain circumstances, and it's kind of reflective of what you're talking about, like the vibe from the 90s. I was at Fort Hall one time. This must have been, not, it wasn't the 90s, but it was early 2000s, you know. And we were just chatting, you know, and then something about you missed your day pay and you're really upset by it. And he said, man, not this committee's got to know, man. I've got mouths to feed. You know, that's sort of the definition of that, what you're talking about. You show up to powwows, you get some day pay, it's enough to feed everybody, and, you know, maybe a little gas to go home, but you weren't looking to, you know, win thousands or 1,000 even. You're there to enjoy singing your songs, hearing new songs. I mean, there was competition then too, but like for the everyday singer, it was this, man, we're gonna show up and we're gonna jam, and we know we're gonna get a little money. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What you gonna say, Aaron?
For sure.
Well, now you got me thinking of like the vibe of singing, you know?
Yeah.
So I hate to say this, but like the first time I listened to any of Nakoa's music, I was drinking. Okay. And so I remember it.
What is the AA time? Go ahead. Say your name first.
And I remember
okay.
I remember buying those they weren't even like high class kind of CDs. They were like the regular burn CDs with like the paper labels on them.
Yeah.
Or like that kind of, and one of them was yours.
You can't get it wet.
I bought it and I was like, I'm gonna check this out, man. And I remember because it was the same day I bought a Black Bull Juniors CD.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like the same. And he was jamming with them then, I think. I'm not exactly I can't remember, but
we started them, right?
Well, was that that was like you, right?
That was Nakoa, right? You started? That's your drum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember
he's being humble. He's being humble. He's that's my drum.
And we was cruising around, and I remember drinking Bacardi Raz. They're like these.
Nakoa knows him. He knows him. He's shaking.
Dude, and I remember just cruising the back roads, and we just listened to Nakoa like over and over and over and over, you know. And it was like, and I was just like, I like overdid it on that recording, but I remember that was like my first real introduction. Then later, you know, met you and stuff, but then you asked us to record, and we recorded in your living room, but I would say for me, as far as singing, I would say contest singing. It seemed like them old school cats, their foundation was non-contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
really after about 2005, 6 was like the first generation of people who their only foundation was contest singing.
Right.
So like you really see like song style change. You see like songs are now being composed for the contest, where before it was like you were just singing tunes people were making, because it was kind of, I remember like in the 90s, like Mystic River and Black Whistle and like of course Blackstone, and it was more vibey. It was like the style was, and there wasn't so much talk about contempt and straight then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember people really having these like discussions. It was just singing, right? People were singing. And you're making cool songs, and then you would sing those songs in a contest. And then after a certain time, it was like, no, you're making songs for the contest. And it seems like to me the song structure, even the way they sound, changed quite a bit. And I don't personally necessarily think it was all for the good. Some of them songs are like they sing them one time, like one summer, and they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, there's some classic tunes that need to be like, people need to grow up hearing these songs, like, but it's like that part of it's gone. So like if there's a recording on YouTube from 2018, Blackstone singing like a song from that Fort Duchesne recording.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. And as soon as I heard it, I was like nostalgia, right?
Yeah. Flashback.
Yeah. But then I thought of like, when I bought Blackstone live at Fort Duchesne and like what color my tape looked like and everything, then I started thinking about kids aren't going to grow up with that.
Yeah.
Because songs are like you sing them and then you throw them out. You sing them and then you throw them out. You sing them and you throw them out. They're not like, you don't think of like, those songs don't bring memories like that White Clay recording. Justin White Clay put out a snap of the tape. That White Clay, first thing I thought of was that tune, that Real Contempt tune on there that John made. And I was like, oh man, I remember White Clay. And then it made me think of White Clay singers, right? And you kind of have this whole thing, but I don't think young people are it's different for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's definitely something that I've noticed too with the with that is the how I don't know, everything's sped up like that, and it's kind of like a lot of these songs they do, and especially some of them are, like you said, are should be classics, and they should hang around 3, 4, 5 seasons, but that's almost like the level of competition. It's almost like it's I don't know if it's the competition that's doing it, but it's almost like some of them feel maybe that they're looked down on, that they're repeating a song almost, and it's like it's like man, let it hang around a little bit, like you said, they sing it once and it's gone, and but it's really nice to hear some of them old songs that come back from the 90s, and one of the things that we've been interested in really lately is we're actually going through a lot of our old round dance songs and old albums, and taking some of our favorite songs off of there, because just our level of technology at the time, it's what we had, and and technology itself has taken leaps and bounds even in the last 10 years, and some of these albums that we put out round dance wise are like 20 years old, and so we're going back, and then these are just within the last 2 weeks, these are discussions that we've been having with some of my little singing family here, like my son, my daughter, my cousin Raj comes and records as well, and that's what we've been talking about. We're like, hey, let's bring back some of these old songs that we 20 years ago, because there's a whole generation that hasn't heard them, and so it's kind of like it's like new to them, but also in that it's allowing us to take that old song and that old recording, which wasn't very good, but I mean it was okay for its time, that it came out, but like if you compare that to our work nowadays, it's night and day,
right?
And so we just kind of let's modernize it, let's bring it into modern times with the softwares that just the capabilities that we have now, and so that's really interesting. And that's and I'm kind of on that thing, is it brings back a lot of those old feelings and times and stuff yeah. So, and we're even doing that with some of the old powwow songs. So it's funny Aaron brought up Blackstone, because I reached out to like Randy and there were some old 90s songs that man, I was just I loved them, and I was like, can I do a version of this, or can we put out a version of this? Kind of same thing, to record it, kind of keep it alive, and those songs are like 30 years old, talking early 90s and stuff. So I was like, and they're just classics, right?
Yeah. That's the sound of bacon cooking. That sound of bacon cooking reminds me of one of your songs.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, man, we had to do we were creative. We didn't have the technology we have now, and the sound bites we have access to make our own, So we wanted rain, so man, that bacon was frying, and we put that mic right over there, and it worked.
And it did. It did work. I think most people would probably think it's rain, huh?
I thought it was rain. I thought it was like a soundbite or a clip you guys got. And it was one of my daughters who mentions it. We were talking about songs or something, and she says, "Oh yeah, that song with the bacon frying." I was like, "What are you talking about?" That Nakoa's song when they start out talking and then there's bacon frying. They thought the fight was over. They were fighting while they were cooking breakfast.
yeah. That's what it was. It was fighting over who got that last bacon.
Yeah.
I think that's even the recording I was talking about, like that same album.
Yeah.
It has to be about 20 years old now, right?
Yeah, that was
maybe even over.
It'll be 20 because we released it in 2004, so it's going to be 24.
Holy cow. Yeah. What's the title of that album, so those who are listening can...
It's called Winds of Change.
Oh, that's right. Winds of Change.
Yeah, it's called Winds of Change. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Koa took over the round dance world for a while, man.
Well, he still got it, right?
What? Okay, so here
doing new stuff. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I'll say this.
All right.
This is my give kudos to the guest speech.
Oh yeah. We'll build him up. We're gonna puff him up. He's kind of slouching now. He's slouching right now.
Yeah.
You're getting done. That mic's gonna go up a bit. Okay, do it.
So 25 years ago, like everything was Canada, right? When it came to round dance singing. For me, it was like Little Island Cree's like GOAT, right? Like that's the pinnacle of round dance singing.
Yeah.
Art Mooseman, of course, is right there. But for me, what got me into singing was Little Island Cree. So we start singing, hanging out in the bedroom, singing, sounding horrible. And then now sound horrible again. Like I'm back to sounding horrible again. But we didn't have Montana didn't have their guy. So like you look at certain provinces and it was like, oh, they have the Northern Cree dudes are Ken Puyak or like even Mark Long John, right? Like everyone's kind of looking at this round dance and Clayton Chief and even like Washington had like the Scabby Road Boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the White Eagle round dances. Remember those ones?
White Eagle. The songs of the Bear Hills was probably one of my favorite round dances.
Oh yeah. Classic.
But when Koa came out, it was like, oh, here's this Montana guy. And then we had our Montana round dance singer. So like, it was like, for sure, man. I think there's a whole generation of round dance singers that they're, for one, either are influenced by Nakoa or they have no idea like he was doing it before a lot of people. Like making round dance a thing. I think there was a lot of guys who could sing round dance and they were pretty good at it. Like, man, like Powwow Standing Rock, like holy smokes, man.
Yeah.
The
guy who led a song from the stands.
From the stands,
yeah. That's epic, man.
It is. But like, so Koa kind of became the round dance. And so then that means your Eagle Calf kind of became the round dance facilitator for the region.
Yeah.
Which was cool, man.
Yeah.
And Eagle Cap is your studio, what you call. Yeah.
Well, yeah. That was we did everything under that our own label, which was Eagle Cap Records. And I'll be honest with you, part of that was when we started doing when we decided that I was gonna do my first solo album.
Yeah.
We were seriously though, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. We were so broke, we couldn't pay attention. So I couldn't pay anybody to help me in any way. I just didn't have the funds. It just wasn't there. So in that, I mean, and now, in present day, I'm very grateful for it. But, at the time I had to learn to not only be the audio guy that has to, hey, where do you put this mic? How do you, what's the best sound? How do you, so I had to learn all of that, but then it goes into the next phase, and that's just the recording part. And then it goes into the mastering phase. And that's like learning all the, the softwares and in the mastering, part of it. And even to this day, I mean, I don't care how good of a mixer master somebody is with the software, it can do more than I mean, it's really amazing. The technology has grown so much, but anyway, I was getting at is, we had to learn every step of this way. So not only did I have to learn how to be an audio guy, but I had to learn how to do the mastering. Then I had to learn how to design it, so I had to dive into graphics and all this stuff. And then from there, then I had to learn how to be a manufacturer, meaning I had to learn how to make it. Make the actual product that we could, put out. That's like, how do you print on the CDs? How do you wrap it? How do you, and we had, I'm telling you, we got some humble beginnings. I mean, we used to use those, you ever see those commercials for those vacuum food sealers? That was our first sealer that we made our bags with. We would buy our shrink wrap in rolls, like big rolls. And, and then we would just, cut a square out, and we'd have to make all four sides. So it's not like we ordered bags. It's like we had to make all four sides. And and then but anyway, so we end up, having to learn how to be a manufacturer, but then we had to turn around, and the final step was, how do we get it to market? And that was just straight guerrilla marketing. I mean, just boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Door to office, store to store, face
you
to
had
face.
That you always had a bag. I remember you always had a bag.
Yeah. So like the whole process from beginning to end is it's a huge process to do all that. But I had to learn how to do all that, and then slowly over the years, with each album, with each artist that I ever worked with, I learned more and more, and it just it started to improve. But not only was the skills improving, but also the technology and the stuff is also improving. There's better softwares coming out. There's more control that you have over the sound. Of course, a better recorder. I mean, that was the biggest leap for me as far as and in fact, Shandin, you had a multi-track recorder before I did, and
I remember that.
Actually driving. Yeah, we were driving to your house. In the middle of a winter storm one night to go borrow it, because we were going to record Cree Society. But anyway, our gas tank froze up that night, believe it or not. Yeah, man. Yeah. And there was a farmer who pulled over, I mean, who knows what would happen, but he pulled over, says it's too cold to be out here. He gave us a ride, and we got the car running eventually, and we just turned around and went back home. But so that was a huge leap when I got my first multi-track recorder. That was huge.
Yeah, I remember the mini disc. That's what you was recording on.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the mini disc. You still got the mini disc masters laying around?
I do. I have some. I have some of them. Yes. But
the old mini disc.
Yeah, and the mini disc was a huge. I mean, for that time period, 20 years ago, that was 16-bit sound. And so it was CD quality recording coming in, which was new to us. And I think back then the mini disc recorder was probably around $400, and those of you who are born and raised and grew up on the res, $400, man, that's like equivalent to like $2,000 to us today. You know what I mean? And
unheard of to spend $400 on anything.
It was I mean, no one didn't have that kind of cash, but when we got our hands on a mini disc recorder, that's we were feeling hot, it wasn't, there ain't too many of your bros have a mini disc recorder,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember that time you guys came over and recorded in the basement there. That was you and your uncle and I can't remember who else. But you guys recorded that one song. I don't know if that ever made it onto any of your albums, but that's a pretty nice song you guys recorded there. But yeah, I recall that. I still have it.
Oh man,
do you remember?
No,
I'll send it to you. I bet you never. Man. I bet you never put it on any of your albums. You probably don't even remember it.
Yeah, that's true. I probably have to relearn it.
Yeah,
I'd have to relearn it.
I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you.
Yeah,
it's a good one. What was you going to say, Aaron?
No, I just remember when you had that.
Oh yeah,
that recording stuff, all that recording stuff at your place in
Missoula.
It would have been Missoula then.
That's where town. That's where Nakoa came to my old Missoula house there downstairs in that basement. You guys recorded down there too, ain't it?
I recorded a couple whack tracks there. Yeah.
I was just listening to one of them the other day.
Yeah. We should play the underground.
The underground,
underground stuff.
Put out an underground
we actually we actually recorded in your house. I remember me, Bronson, McDonald, and Jordan a song Nakoa showed us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I couldn't remember the song right now or anything, but I remember.
Yeah. Still got all those. It's good ones.
But it was just for fun. It was like we were just messing around. Like it was like you had a homie that had some shit to record with, And it was like, let's go check him out. Let's go check him out,
Got it. You got it.
Pretty good.
To me, I feel like singing. That's what I'm always chasing now. Is that feeling from that time where singing was like, man, it was fun, it was, it was cold, and it seemed cold all the time. I don't know why. When I think back in my head, it was cold all the time, and it was like you always had a hand drum around, you always had a couple sticks, and you'd crack a tune out anywhere, man, and
anywhere. Remember the debate about the sort of the purist debate, who would say, "Oh no, if you're going to record, you shouldn't put any effects on. It should be pure. It should be your voice. If you put echo in there or delay anything, you're taking the spirit from that song." You remember that people saying that stuff? Do you remember that? No,
I didn't hear too much.
You never heard that?
No, but we used to have to like my very first Round Dance album that I ever put out, called Round Dance Time. I recorded it in Rock Hall in Fort Washakie, and it was in a huge room. So it had this natural echo, and I mean, because we didn't, my first one, I didn't have access to reverb or nothing. So everything was, we had to create. I mean, I wish we'd have thought of the stairwells back then. Man, I would have been fired.
The stairwell took over, dude.
Yeah. That's so. I remember that debate.
I got a burning question for you, Nakoa.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to any songs on any of the albums you made and then think, god damn, why did I record that?
Well,
or is everyone your baby? Be honest, man. Be honest.
No, I don't really have a problem with any of the songs. Is what makes me cringe is the recordings. That's what like I pull up some old music and I'm like, man, that's just not good. But I mean, but no, I got no problem with the songs. It's just knowing, just we've advanced so far, right? With the softwares. And like, in fact, this just happened the other day is I posted an old song off of that album. In fact, that Win to Change album.
Yeah.
And I was looking for it because I was teaching it to my daughter, and she was like, "Whose song is that?" And I said, "That's my song." I said, "Here, I'll show it to you." And I pulled it up, and it started playing, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, "What is this?" Like what am I listening to right now? But
you got to remember the standard. But even for people who sang are actively listening to music like that, the standard was so low because we were willing to listen to tapes recorded on like little recorders, that cracky sound.
Yeah.
So like
mono.
Even when your stuff came out, it was like, holy shit, man. Like, you can hear it. Like it's
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean? It sounds full. So like our standard was so low. Like these
Yeah.
guys will never know what it's like to like record a tape at a powwow, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
Because even
Yeah,
your
yeah.
iPhone, dude, the iPhone sounds better than probably some of them recordings back then that you were
yeah.
making, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Like
For real. Yeah. You know what's funny though is at the time when we first put that CD out, Winds of Change, we were like talking. We were so proud of it, right? Like, how we
Yeah.
were able to add some reverb and stuff in there,
Yeah.
and we were so proud of it. And we were, me and my cousin were actually talking right after it was all done, and we were saying, how are we gonna top this? How are we gonna no for and now we look back on that and it's absolutely funny to think that we're like, how are we gonna,
well,
I
you
remember
topped it pretty easy, actually.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, just it grows, and the evolution of that has been pretty wild to see how fast. Because prior to that, Shandin, I know you've grown up with you've seen the technology grow a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the kind of from the cassette tapes, and then it
Yeah.
kind of gets into even like internet and things like that. Our
Yeah.
generation right here. So we were there in the birth of the thing, right? And then
Yeah.
so we kind of
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
how advanced and how these things took leaps and bounds within just a couple decades, like compared to what internet was 20 years ago. And I mean, no one was on it yet, even phones and all this stuff, but that jump within the last 20 years has been so rapid, and it's very similar with like softwares and recording stuff like that. It's similar, like those have also taken leaps and bounds with some of the capabilities. It's amazing. So I
Yeah.
mean, as an audio engineer, it's amazing with some of the stuff that the capabilities that they have.
Have you ever considered doing more like, just because you got the equipment and stuff, more like ethnographic stuff, like starting to record like in like traditional music, like more just for not for production, but just for like preservation, just because you do understand sound so much. Like we don't really have recordings like that are that high
Yeah.
quality, like
Yeah.
where
Mhm.
have you considered that kind of stuff?
No. I mean, I absolutely have, man. And in fact, it's cool that you bring that up. Because so we built a studio here and this is where we do a lot of our like music stuff right here. But but one of the things, we're working on a project right now. Well, I am, and it's an Indian education tool is what it is, and so we're working with storytellers, and they've come in and started sharing some of these stories. And because we built it's built for schools, right? It's built for we wanted to share some of these stories, like the origination of powwow. Where did the story behind that, where did that come from, and then just other light things, so I started with a Cinnamon series because that's who I had access to right away. Right now I can my uncle's one of our storytellers, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to do a little Cinnamon series, and we're gonna he'll and he did. He came in and we recorded. He shared some of the stories. He even shared a couple songs, some old songs, and then there's also, we're kind of branching out into a Great Plains series. Um, with it, but just this has been heavily in the talks here for the last 4 months, actually, probably. And since we've gotten this education tool together, and we have enough right now to launch. I mean, we launched this year for schools, and so we were talking about, how do we grow this thing? How do we be able to come to other reses and
Yeah.
work with their storytellers or some of their like song makers and whatever that may be. And that's what it kind of falls under. It falls under the it is a form of preserving, right? And so that was kind of the angle we were looking at, is maybe we can talk to some maybe different programs or even the tribes itself and say, look, here's this thing that we're doing, but at the same time, if you guys want to preserve some of this stuff, we can help do that. And whether you want to share it or not, that'll be up to you guys.
Yeah.
They can just take it, keep it if they want. They don't have to share it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of been a huge topic here for us is what it does. It falls under that preservation,
Mm-hmm. That's a strange one, ain't it? When you talk about this idea of preservation, there's this, just like I was saying about the debate about the purist, singing versus the edited, or the, augmented in a certain way. I just remember that sort of debate going on. It sort of started when Randy Woods was doing his, some of his first solo albums. They were pretty good, and then he kind of started doing something different, and people didn't like it too. Well, some people didn't like it a whole lot. They thought, too much editing and all that. But this, in the same regard that you were talking about, like preservation of stories and those kind of things, there's always that that audience out there that says, well, these things ought not to be shared in that manner. An example would be, archives these days are requiring tribal consent for old songs and old stories that were recorded, whereas before, you could go back a decade and you could just request those things and they just send them to you without consulting the tribal group, those kind of things. So I guess in that way, it's the restriction on things kind of causes a dilemma for those who want to learn and know. So one of the debates today is, well, even before all that, should these kind of things even be recorded? Should they be documented in that way? And some people say they ought to be practiced, not recorded. Now, I don't share in that, but I'm curious what your thoughts are, and if you've heard that sort of debate about.
For sure.
That. Yeah.
No, that's I can see both sides of that. And I can even agree with both sides. I mean, so I'm not really staunch on one side of the fence on that. I respect that side of it, but I also know that from my belief that it's we are in a different time, just like powwows evolve, just like music evolve, all this stuff. I mean, whether you want it to or we want it to or not, it's going to evolve. Everything is going to. And so we're in a time now where like our kids and stuff that's all like this technology has been there since before they were born. And so a lot of times this is how they engage and this is how they learn is via video and things like that. And we kind of I come from the view of we need to use what works, right? Because sometimes we do get stuck in that old mentality, and it'll keep us stuck. It'll keep us all stuck. And unless we're willing to come forward and share a little bit and do our little part, that's kind of how I see it. So that's kind of one of the big things there. But I also agree, like with like some of the things that like ceremonial type stuff, sacred type stuff, I do believe that that's not for everybody, right? I mean, so I totally respect that. Like, so I look at it more like the lighter stories, like, if we can get like, where did the hand game come from? Like we can share with the world, what I mean? The grass dance, the different dances in the powwows, and these are more social things, the ringtail, the round dance, and some of these stories, those to me I feel should be shared because these are dances that our children participate in. And one of the things that inspired me even when I started building this little library of stories was I was taking my daughter to school one day, and was at the time, this was like 3 years ago, when she's in 6th grade, and she asked me, she said, "Dad, we live on a reservation. I go to school on a reservation, and I learn nothing native." She goes, she said, "I've danced since I was a tiny tot, and where did that come from? Where did powwow come from?" And in that moment, I realized that even as a father, I'm not sharing, I'm not passing nothing down to even my own children on some of these stories. So anyway, that was part of that inspiration was like, why are we not sharing this stuff with our children? You know, and they even actively participate in it, right? You know, we suit our kids up and they dance and they don't even know where this came from. What is it?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? We need to get these. I need to get these stories, and we need to share them and get it to students. You know, that was my kind of vision for the project was we have to get these to the students because we're losing even some of the basic stuff, you know what I mean? And you know, and I understand there's levels to it, you know, there's ceremonies and things like that people do that even many people on the reservation won't experience, right? That's maybe a smaller group that participates. So you know, so that, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, definitely, you know, that should be, that you have to live it, you know, you need to go and learn that in person, you know, that's how you learn those things. But like the general stories and stuff, the social aspects, I feel we should be sharing.
Oh yeah, so important to do. And those blocks, you know, that we get sort of from the past, you know, where we kind of been subjected to some things that you know, people taking stuff from us and or even limiting it, you know, that's kind of seems like one of the reasons why we have that secrecy, you know, because we don't want to get caught. And it even morphs into other things today. It's, you know, our own regulations and rules. You know, we get in trouble for talking about certain things, you know, but man, it's not gonna live on if we don't, you know. It's pretty. And we've talked about that before on these previous episodes, Aaron and I, about that whole debacle and kind of where we're at. Yeah, man. So I got this thing because I got two not too shabby round dance singers. Aaron thinks he's average and all that, but I heard him sing some decent songs and make decent songs.
Oh yeah,
he has. And he's making his face. He's making this kind of trying to be humble face. But I don't know, because I do that too. I don't know. So this is what I want. Now you're a skilled singer, and you know a lot of songs, and you know how to make. You know how musicians can. You know, they got a sort of a mastery of music in a way that they can make a song sound happy. And then make the same song sound sad.
Yeah.
Round dance song, right? Round dance song.
Yeah.
So I got this, like, let's think of some lyrics and let's see if we can do this. Because I want the audience to hear. I want the audience to hear this. The mastery of singing where you can make a song sad, same words, it's almost same tune, and make it sound sad. Happy,
like,
sad.
Wait.
Okay.
You're gonna make me sing? You're singing?
No, you are. Well, okay, but we're gonna get you to say you're not feeling so shy. Let's think of these lyrics now. Now think of the most common beginning to a round dance song. What would you say that was, Aaron? We'll go Aaron and we'll go Nakoa. What's the most common words for a round dance song? English words for round dance song. The beginning. The first ones that come to your head. Don't think about it too long. Just say it.
Oh my baby, or oh sweetheart, or oh my sweetheart.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
That's
Nakoa.
what I was gonna say.
Okay. Oh my baby.
Say the same thing. Yeah.
The one I wrote down was baby, don't cry. That's the one I thought I'm gonna do this myself. Baby, don't cry. Baby, don't cry.
I would say
okay. My sweetheart. Well, that's mine. That's the one I thought.
No. I would say
okay.
Oh baby, don't cry. And then you gotta say you and I.
Okay, let's do that one. Okay. You okay with that, Nakoa?
Yeah.
Oh baby, don't cry. You and I? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So now Nakoa.
Because you and I is in like every. It's either you and I are grammatically incorrect version of me and you.
Well, it has to
Yeah.
be. If it's grammatically correct, it don't make sense.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
then it's
Yeah, yeah,
gotta be
yeah. Okay.
me then.
So now Nakoa is going to add on to this the second most, or something that seems to make sense with, oh, baby, don't cry, you and I. Okay, Nakoa's got it. He's got a pencil. He's writing it down. He's got this. He's got it.
I need
He's
a pen and a pencil.
We'll get your pen and
All right,
pencil, man.
I need a pen and
Yeah. We're writing this down. Okay. Oh, baby,
oh baby.
don't.
This is crazy, man.
Oh, baby, don't cry. You and I.
I found a note card.
Do that, man. Old power bill envelope. Yeah.
Oh baby.
Right your. Yeah. Oh, baby,
You-
don't cry.
Okay,
Well, now-
so
okay,
I
no-
go back up. I go back up to rhyme.
Okay, yeah,
with
rhyme.
something with cry.
Yeah. That's what I
Oh,
do
so-
too.
So
What you
so
got?
so far we got. Oh, baby, don't cry. You and I. We've tried and tried. That's what I got so far.
We've
tr-
tried
tried and tried.
and tried.
Yeah. So remember, we're looking both, to be able to do it happy and sad. Right?
yeah.
So
it
this
has- Yeah.
this is a good time to enter a straight break in the lyrics. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh baby,
yeah.
don't cry.
Well, maybe.
You and
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
we've
sure.
tried and tried.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah. Well, how do you spell hey?
Yeah.
H-A. Hey, H-A-A-Y-A. Hey. No, I'm just kidding. We don't want to write that. Okay,
no,
okay.
it's hey ho we
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
ho we
Okay, the last lyric. We'll only go 3 because we don't want to get too crazy. The
Yeah.
end, or can we end it here? We could, right? It could be just a short.
No, it's
okay,
gotta
okay,
end
okay.
with something. In fact, if you want to go back to like the 90s, you would
Okay.
end with something that almost doesn't even match the beginning part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
You know
make
that-
much sense,
doesn't
but it
make
sounds
any-
cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, baby, don't cry. You and I, we tried and tried. Yeah, like to the mountains we're gonna go, or I don't know. Something that really doesn't make no sense, right?
It's kind of like it's gotta be like kind of like random. It's gotta be like
yeah. Okay.
down
Oh, baby,
the
don't
road-
cry.
Down the lonely road I go.
Yeah. You and I, now we could even say we tried and tried, not we've tried and tried. You wouldn't hear that, right? We've tried and- nah.
we
You drop
tried
the
and tried.
weave. and
That's
just say
Koa dropped some sophisticated language there.
He did, man. He did. We tried and tried. What's the end? Let's see. Let's all come up with one and we'll see if it's the same. We tried and tried. Here we go.
This is so dumb, dude.
What? No, this is interesting. This is into
like
the
it.
mind of the singer. All right.
Yeah. You know how
Alright.
long it's been since I made a song?
Wow. Well, now's the day to bring it back to life. You talk about singing in song. You gotta put your. He's thinking about it now. We got him warmed
Well,
up.
you gotta build some
He's-
momentum.
No, you got to sing it through one time or two, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. So
Okay,
the
what do you got?
last words we can end with, baby, just maybe we can work this out.
Oh, there it is. And that's why he is who he is.
Okay, we can
Maybe, just maybe
Work.
we can work this out.
this out. All right. How many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 18 words. 18 words to talk about a situation we've all been in. Now to add the mood. Now Nakoa's been at this a long. He's probably the. This is like the master class.
Well,
If
this
any-
is his deal. Yeah.
This is the master class. And I know he's got it. He could sing both this sad, happy. What would be other than their
Yeah,
mood? You could sing this.
I'd prefer not to even be a part of this anymore.
No, man. You're a host here,
This
man.
is crazy, dude. I'm not gonna try to have
Why?
a round dance lyric off with Nakoa HeavyRunner.
We're not. No, it's not who's better. It's not about who's better.
Dude, this is gonna get soundbited by 17 people.
70. Wow, yeah. We don't want that. All right. Here we go. Let's hear just your first off on these words.
Who's
See
that?
what
Me?
comes out.
Me? Or
Yeah,
Aaron?
you do it. Yeah, you what is he getting his drum?
Yeah, I got a drum.
That's
man.
pro. See,
Yeah.
that's pro. He's still in it.
Yeah.
I
If I
don't
had-
even have a drum.
I know, to get my drum, I had to
Yeah.
go dig in a sack, probably a Walmart
All
sack,
right.
in a closet. Okay, here we goes. Whenever you're ready. What are you gonna do
Kinda
first?
like-
Sad? You can do sad or happy, or just see what comes out.
yeah, see what flows, man.
Do what flows. Yeah, let the flow
Yeah,
go.
So we're going with like, oh baby, don't cry. You and I, we tried and tried. Way up, way up, way up, way up, oh, way up, way up. Baby, just maybe we can work this out. Baby, just maybe we can work this out. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Oh yeah.
That's just
That's-
off the top of the dome, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And that sounds good, man. That sounds good. Yeah, that's pro.
That's
Now that
good.
was what was the mood on that one, Aaron? What did you hear in that?
That was upbeat. That was hopeful. That guy
That was
was
hopeful.
hopeful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That guy
yeah.
was
It's
hopeful.
hopeful.
So that
Yeah,
was a guy who's under 30 years old.
yeah.
Under 30. He's never bought his own socks.
No, that's that's an under 30 guy. So I think Koa now has to do a jaded fella who's been through the ringer now.
Well, no, we're gonna hear your version now. Aaron.
No, dude, I'm not.
Come
doing
on,
that.
man.
No way, no.
Just hum it through once. Hum it through once.
No,
Come on. You can do
I
it.
don't even have to write. No, dude.
We'll write it down. You can do it.
You're
Just do it.
crazy.
No.
You're crazy, dude.
No.
I'm not following.
You're not
Nakoa
under
Heavy.
30.
You do
You're-
it.
So I feel like the sad vibe there a little bit. You know, you kind of got to drag the words. Is how I feel it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
You
kinda
can't
gotta
quite
be
sing
like,
it the same.
Yeah, you got to be like, oh, baby, don't cry. You know, it's kind of got that
Yeah.
little bit of a
Yeah, yeah.
draggy. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
you feel it, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually
cool.
on those ones too, those sad ones, the lead's shorter. It seems like to me that's kind of my intuition. Like the lead is sort of short. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe the lead's less complicated on a set.
Maybe that's what it is
Mhm.
because it's slowed down.
It's
Yeah.
slowed
Yeah.
down. It's less complicated.
Yeah.
I'm not following Koa. I'm not even following you. You guys.
Come on, man. Give it a whack.
I'm a whack singer now. So it's not.
I wish I had some.
What you looking for? Some rattles? You gotta get a rattle in there.
No, I was hoping to get some like reverb. You know.
Oh, there you go. Get the reverb and then do your best shot at the sad.
With
sad.
the reverb, Koa, because
Yeah.
that's where reverb really helps out the emotions.
We're gonna set the mood.
While
So
he's
we heard-
doing that,
We heard the hopeful. Yeah.
last
What's up?
year we were at a round dance in Billings. I showed up late, so I get a text.
Yeah.
Um,
You can keep doing your
from-
check there, Nakoa, while he's talking.
from Koa asking
Yeah.
if I was going to this round dance in Billings. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I show up, but I'm like late, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the vet Koa, like a veteran singer. So I show
Yeah.
up, I'm kind of being bashful by the door. I come out. Well, I run into him. You were smoking, remember? And so
Yeah.
I go up. He's like, all right, let's go in there. You know, I'm glad you're here. Whatever. He gives me he pumps me up. So I go out there. We sing one song, and then he's like, we start humming another tune. He's like, go ahead, start it. So then I started the next song. He's like, oh yeah, go ahead, start it. So then we're like 9 songs in, and I'm just trash, dude. I'm just trash. And then the round dance is over, you know. And then I thought, yeah, I won't show up late again, man. That was like a tact. It was like a tactfulness to it. I don't know if it was intentional, but then it was like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good song. Start it. Go ahead, start it.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, we sang like 12 songs in like an hour.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like a rookie again.
Yeah, getting nervous. Getting a little bit nervous. Yeah. So okay, Nakoa, you got your sad. You get your sad on. Should we
we'll just go off top of the dome, you know?
Oh, you don't want us to get you in the mood, like pick on you a little bit, get you a little bit mad? No, okay. You feel okay. Just channel the fight that you had earlier.
Yeah.
At our age, it's already there, buddy.
Yeah.
You're only one TikTok video away from being there, man.
Yeah. Pull from a range of emotions on an instant. Okay, here he goes. Straight from the dome.
All right.
He's got his effect. Let's see what he's got. He's studying the lyrics again.
Oh, baby, don't cry. You and I, we tried and tried. Yeah, we are. Oh, baby, just maybe we can work it out. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh.
That's it.
All right.
That's it. That's the tune.
Yeah.
You're right. It seems like when they get sadder, they're more simple.
Yeah.
They're simple.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
So make the straight part, and that'll be our theme song for the channel.
Oh yeah. That'll be our jingle. Man, that's cool. If anybody could do it, I knew Nakoa could do it.
Well, yeah, dude, that's like we could put them up again. We're gonna have actually I got in a round dance tournament one time. In Muckleshoot, Washington. Do you kind of remember when they were doing that for a while?
I remember that. Yeah.
I got ripped off, but
I got ripped off. I'll
say it. There's a certain family out in Washington that you're not gonna beat, dude. You're not gonna beat them, dude. Like, I mean,
on their worst day,
dude. There's no winds of change.
No Winds of Change album in your future.
That's when I was singing all the time, and I was sharp, and I sounded good. I didn't sound like Nakoa, but shit, I could hang.
Yeah, those were popular for a bit, ain't it? Them tournaments, especially. I seem like I only seen them in Washington. Yeah, what you got?
Oh, I just had to mention this before I lose it. There was that Middleman CD there that Aaron and them were working on that time, and there's a song. I just remember the lead, where it goes, way out hey, way Ohio, hey.
Oh yeah,
that was off that Middleman. That just came to my head. That was a good song.
That song it was kind of inspired by Bronson.
Oh, okay,
late Bronson McDonald.
Yeah,
and it's actually one of the few tunes that I've actually sang, like outside of like where like people are like, hey, let's sing that tune. And Bronson named it Beef Stew Blues.
The Beef Stew Blues,
because we helped the family move into student housing, and then they fed us beef stew. And while we were walking home, I made that song.
Oh yeah. That's a good song, man. I mean, I don't know if you would mind. I mean, I know we're in our own places and stuff, but I'd like to do a version of that, bro. Just to kind of like you said, kind of, keeping some of those classics, alive. You know what I mean? That was a good song, man.
That was during the Big River Cree days too. So I think when I listen to it now, it's like, it doesn't drop. The song doesn't drop. And Big River Cree was they kept songs like they hang, And I think I'm kind of thinking like that song had some of that. Well, it drops a little bit, but it stays pretty. You don't start it real high,
Yeah.
Man, that's been a long time since.
Yeah. Long time. That's the one. See, we got him warmed up. Now he's ready. Now he's ready. Let's hear it, man.
No, that
Do
song that was fun to sing actually because
yeah.
it was the first song. Well, Bronson was making songs like crazy back then, and even John Stiffarn was making a bunch of round dance tunes then because he was determined to win that UW one man hand drum contest.
Oh,
And then he never even entered it, you know. So like Bronson was instantaneous, you know. He could make a song, and then John's song composing styles like legendary. Right, like it's structurally perfect, like the way John makes tunes. Right. It's just like it demands respect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it's
like
the kind you have to learn. You can't just you can't just follow it and say in it you can predict what it's gonna do. You got to learn
the song, and then you respect the tune. You know what I mean? You're not, it's like, oh goddamn. And so at the time they were both living with me. We all lived in a 1-bedroom apartment we called the Bullpen, and
the Bullpen.
yeah, dude. And so I was never a song making kind of guy, but when I did make a tune, and when John would say, "Oh, that's a good song," then fuck, that was it, right? And so when I made the tune, I got back and I showed it to John, and he was like, "Damn, that's a good song, man." He's like, "I'd sing it," and I was like, "Well, I made it. It don't matter now. It don't matter what happens to you." For every song approved by a respected singer, dude, that buys you 10 trash songs, man.
Yeah. You can make an album.
Yeah.
That one song.
And I think we did record that song at your house.
Yeah. I still have all those tracks.
We recorded it originally at Nakoa's house.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
But we were, I don't know, man. We just, when I look back at it, I would like to, if for some reason that recording magically showed up, I would like it just for the simple fact that there's 2 people on the recording that are no longer with us, you know?
Yeah.
But we didn't show up, dude. To me, like when I think about it, it was like we didn't show up. We fucked around too. Oh, sorry. we were like messing around while we were messing around too much singing. Like we sang for like 6 hours the day before.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And so like when we were recording, it was like we sounded good, but it was not what the recording started because I think you saw us at a hand drum contest
or something. Yeah, something was going on. Hey
man, you guys should record or something. And I was like, all right, whatever, you know. But I always thought like, but we didn't know the game. We were young, and we were just like, we were just singing all the time. Like you weren't going to stop us, you know. Like even if Koa wanted to record us, we were like, no, we're going to sing the whole way up there and all night. And it was like, it was. But in a weird way, the recording not coming out didn't really bother me that much because it was like the experience was fun, man. Like it was fun. We went to Rocky Boy. We recorded that Thursday night. I think. I can't remember. It was like either after Rocky Boy or before it. Yeah. It was at the same weekend though. And something that I didn't realize how hard it was to record round dance songs in the summer.
Why is this so hard to do in the summer?
Well, it's just not the same vibe. I was like, we were sitting there, and it was cool though, man. We had Tony and Jude Phelan recorded with us. Of course, Acorn and Bronson and the late Jeremy Eastman, and then you and Beefy jumped in on like the last 2 tracks, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was fun. That. Yeah.
So Nakoa, you got your newest album out. It's out now, yeah?
Yeah, well, actually, what it is we're just releasing singles. So we're not we're just trying something new because we don't really understand I'm still learning the market, especially within this whole new era with TikTok and all these different social media
Yeah.
things. So we're just trying to get that all figured out. Like, how
Yeah.
does that work? So we just said, you know what, we can we'll just release a single every,
Yeah.
maybe once a month or twice a month or something like
Oh,
that. We'll just
yeah.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and plus we thought, we're just kind of thinking maybe it would entice people where they didn't have to spend, $20 or whatever it is. And they'll,
Yeah.
we'll sell the song at like $1.88 or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
some of them are $1.70. We're just trying that out and seeing, maybe someone's be a little more apt to go, hey, it's only
Yeah.
$1.88, man. Let me get this song.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way I see it, it's I just, it's less than a cup of coffee. It's
Yeah.
something that you will always get to have. It's a
Yeah.
so it's all digital, so it's an MP3, so it's
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's a good trade, right?
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
half these rezzers, man, they don't have bank accounts.
Yeah.
They'll be like, put in your debit card info, and they're gonna ask their grandma, and like,
Yeah.
By then they're like, I don't know. They'll just put their phone up against somebody. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny. It's funny at I've sang at a handful of round dances now with Nakoa. It's funny because I noticed something with you, man. You never really seem eager to sing your own tunes, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's cool that you bring that up, I guess. And is that really kind of came from when I would round dance like a lot in Canada when we were staying up there, and it was tough when it was like it's like following, like you're maybe you get the sticks and you're the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth guy out or whatever. And these guys are singing a lot of common songs, so they're all rocking, they all know them. And then you come out, and I've done it where I just bring my own set. It's like I got 4 songs, and I'm gonna sing just my own songs. But you got 5 guys that know it, maybe if you're lucky, and
Yeah.
and it makes it so tough, and it's just
Yeah.
almost like following that really loud sound where everybody's singing, and then you got 5 guys, and it just almost kind of
Yeah.
it kind of kills the vibe a little bit, of the.
Yeah.
So I've tried that a couple times, and I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like what it really does. So I just kind of, I like to sing what everybody knows. It's just
Yeah.
easier. So that's kind of where that comes from,
Yeah.
we would, there was times when we would show up. But I mean, but if I had, because we used to, sometimes we would travel in a pack of 5 of us, sometimes 6 of us to a round dance. Then if you got 5 good guys 5 good singers that know your songs, we'll pull them out, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, that's one of the things with round dance is really become individualized. It's not so much a group setting anymore. And so just, it's kind of, you show up, and if you get the sticks, you share some music. But, and I mean, that makes it tough. That's a hard thing, Aaron, there, like what you brought up, because especially when you travel a long ways and you go somewhere and you're a guest, and maybe they honor you, and you go out and you get the sticks, and people maybe want to hear that, right? And
yeah, I'd like to think that's why they invited you, or like,
and it makes it tough because it's like,
yeah,
I got
solo in it.
And singers are impatient too.
Yeah.
So like you could go over a tune, you can even pick, okay, here's the easiest song I've made, I'm gonna go over it. And it's like they're just kind of like complacent to what you're doing, and then you bust out a lead for an old used up tune, and they're like, yeah, let's sing that. It's like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to sing at about 80 to 90%. That's kind of where it feels good,
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, you can probably give it 20, 15%, and it don't feel the same. I can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah,
if you're the only one who's just blasting and you ain't got no pickup, it don't matter how good you're singing, how good the song is. It feels like work.
It is like work. Yeah. And it really
are singing with flat drums That's hard.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's hard, dude. It seems like it kills your voice. I don't know. Is there something psychological there?
Maybe.
Man, me and you this summer, Cole, we sang at Walt Runs Above's deal. Do
Yeah.
you remember that? That end of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
drums went flat, man.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just seemed like we died, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least for me, it was hard, dude.
Yeah.
I could not sing. It was hard. You gotta have some bounce in your drum, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That helps. Kind of helps. I think it helps, that vibration and stuff helps carry it, you know. Kind of has that bounce. And
we can't all be Shandin Pete.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean could sing on anything.
Dude, so
just give him a chair. Give him a chair to pound on.
Well, he's probably sang on hoods, he's sang on chairs, probably fence posts, he's probably sang on a lot of boxes.
I made a hand drum out of packing tape and a bucket one time.
Nice.
Sounded good too. It sounded really good. Yeah, it's really got that kind of ping to it. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what's funny is our listeners, I think largely are academic, I'd like to think, but they have no clue, Koa, how good of a singer Shandin is.
Yeah. I know. I think Shandin's one of the, like, I mean, you know, he's kind of I don't know, he's done a good job of like kind of playing it low, you know, like
dude, I don't know how, and I don't.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like, dude, I mean, he flies under the radar, but he's one of the most underrated singers. Like I used to wish he would travel with us, man. Like he would come help us out, and it's like when he come and sat down, it's like we went to this, you know what I mean? That next level that you're trying to hit, and it's like there it is. This is our dude, you know. But man, it was tough.
And he wouldn't
you know,
do it.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
He's got commitment issues, I think.
Yeah. It's like, come on, dude, you gotta help us out, man.
It's like, what, dude? Dude, I've sat at the same drum with John Stefan, Mike LaFramboise, and Shandin Pete, and goddamn.
Yeah. Legendary. Legendary.
Yeah. You know, the love of singing really drives kind of how you decide to approach it, you know. And I always wished, that I could travel and sing around, but it wasn't a big enough wish for it to happen.
Right.
Like I had these other things that pulled me, like bigger wishes. So I tried to maintain. Well, you know, I use singing as sort of a vehicle to achieve these other things that I want in my life. And so like this past weekend, I said, man, I need to sing anything. So I went to a little local powwow and just blasted, you know, and get that feeling again.
You mean you baptized BC? Is what you did.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but you know, you have a priority, you know, on where you set your skills, no matter what they are, you know, whether you're a singer or you're a writer. It doesn't matter what you do, and you choose how to use that depending on how you want to spread that out in certain areas. So
right.
Yeah, I always had that desire though, but it's just never. I just always had too many kids to, you know, travel around, and so I thought, well, there's other things that I need to do with that, and so teaching that to them, passing it on to them, maybe they'll go do that. But yeah, man.
Well, and if you're like me, I became very picky about who I wanted to sit at a drum with for 10 hours a day. Like, because if I was just going to jump on a crew, and it was like, man, do I even like, I got to sit here and visit with these guys, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
no, it matters.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's pretty tough. So it got to the point where there was other factors in singing and traveling that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And if I, and so I became pretty picky about who I was singing with, and it really just came down to like, I like local powwows or singing with Dry Lake or something, or like, because I knew those guys are my friends, so I knew we could hold a conversation outside of singing, because I've sat at drums all weekend and people, all they want to know is, where are you going next weekend? I sang with so-and-so at this powwow. Do you know? And it's like, that's cool, but I mean, I like other stuff too, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of shallow.
Well, like, and we was at Rocky Mountain College powwow a couple of weeks ago, and Koa comes up to me at the drum, we started visiting. We talked about singing, but you could tell the way we were talking about singing was probably not normal to other singers.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt. That's how I felt. I mean,
getting deep.
So then Walt was there, former guest of the show. He turned around. We started visiting, and it became like this weird. It was a podcast, really, but it was cool. And I was like, man, if I could get that experience all the time at drums, then I probably would sing more. But really, I used it as a vehicle, like you.
Mm-hmm.
Learned a lot from it. I appreciate every bit of it, and I enjoy it. But
yeah. Well, I'm curious, Nakoa. Tell us about sort of your words of wisdom you would give to these up and coming singers or these younger singers who are deep in it. You know, sort of some things that you would impart upon this younger generation from your experience.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you would say?
Well, one of the things is definitely you got to keep it coming from the heart. You know what I mean? It's that I think that's the thing that will drive it, because when we lose that connection, or we could say when it comes more out of from just the ego. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying when it comes from that, it's a different feeling that we're putting out, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, my encouragement is that music to me, now this is just my perspective. I ain't saying I'm right or anything. I'm just saying this is how I've come to believe it and view it, is that music is it's a way to speak, like with this universe, without, you know, even just a tune can do it. You don't need words. You don't need, and it's really a vibration. And that coming from the heart is like, the way I see it is it's so much more powerful. It goes so much further. And the effects of that lifting people up is really powerful. Right. I mean, I've felt that from other people's music that have lifted me up out of like even tough times, you know, really, really tough times. And I've heard someone else's music and it does something, you feel it, especially when they imprinted that from the heart. Like when they were singing, recording, don't matter. But if they were in that heart space, and man, and you feel it, it's healing. Music can heal, it can lift you up, it can do a lot of things. And but I think the most powerful aspect of that is when it comes from the heart. It imprints it to me. It imprints it into the music. And so that's just one thing I really would encourage you know, singers that are younger singers, or, you know, that are up and coming, is just really try to remember that what it's, you know, to me, that's what music is about, is you know, sharing that it's for everybody. It's not just ours. It's something. It's a way that you help other people too. I guess so. So I've had people over the years, and, you know, I don't say this to brag or anything, but, you know, just messages, just private messages where people have reached out and said things like that, like, hey, you know, like, I lost a relative or something in your music. You know, it did something. So I can relate to that, because I've felt that from other people's music as well. So I'm like, man, that's good. You know, thank you. I thank you for sharing that with me, or letting me know that, you know, and because I totally relate, man. But yeah, it's just keeping that you know, heart space going. And now I don't know, maybe it's just because you know, maybe we've been around it long enough, but now it comes from a place like, when I sing, I go and I do it because I want to. You know, you know, and there was a time, you know, I'll be honest, like, you know, hey man, we all grew up on a reservation. We know what it's like being poor, right? And so there's a time when, like, you were just counting on this cut or this
I got mouths to
or
feed,
whatever. Yes, it's like dude, man, like, and that, you know, it really, sometimes you get lost in that, because it becomes almost like work. Like, this is all I got right now. And so now, you know, it's nice to be able to come and go to a powwow or a round dance or whatever, and truly come with that, just that intention of people from joy. You know, like I'm here because I want to be, and I'm here just to enjoy myself and to share that with others. It's really it comes from a different place, man.
That's good. Now, one other question too. What advice would you give to older people about singing in that kind of same regard you're feeling about the older folks?
I think this is just what I've seen in it, and I get it. Like I said, it's not a put down or anything. But one of the things that I've found with the older is and I think it's in all of us, but we don't like change. You know, we just don't like the change. And but I think the advice would be to accept it, you know, and flow with it. Like you know, that old saying, what you resist persists, you know. It's almost like because you know, there's probably aspects of it, you know, both of you guys have seen that you don't like, right? There's like, man, you know, it used to be like this and it ain't even close to that. It looks like something different now. But that's life is it evolves and changes. You know, it's one of those it falls under one of the 4 spiritual laws, is that one of the things that is constant in this universe is change. It's going to change.
Right.
And so that would be my thing. It's just, you know, you got to just roll with it.
Yeah. I can relate to that, man. Yeah. Both of those statements are pretty spot on. Yeah. That's cool, man. That is awesome. Aaron, you got anything?
No, man, that was good. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. But said it, man.
Said it.
That's
sort of what
download his music.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Check it out. So I didn't let a lot of people know this, but over the last 3 years, I think it was, I pulled a lot of my music off these major platforms, iTunes, all that stuff. I built my own website, and that's where we put our music. So it's just NakoaHeavyRunner.com.
NakoaHeavyRunner.com.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Okay, so the only place to get exclusive, not the bootleg. Not the bootleg, not phone to phone recordings.
That's me. I live in the bootleg world.
I live in the bootleg. Sort of the upper part of the boot. So NakoaHeavyRunner.com.
Yeah. It's NakoaHeavyRunner.com.
We should record a track with just us 3 sometime.
Yeah, we got to do it.
We'll let you take all the leads.
Yeah,
we got to do it.
Nakoa takes all the leads.
Yeah,
it'll be a lead rich.
We should do it with every singer that was a guest on our show. We'll record a track.
Okay, so Mike,
John,
Jason,
Farm, Walt, Jason, above.
Yeah.
Oh, did Aaron Tutusas? Who was on here? Aaron
Tutusas. Jason Heavy Runner.
Oh, Jason Heavy Runner. Corn Dog Bandit. Jason, yeah, we should do it. It'd be fun.
It would be fun.
I'm just trying to get on Nakoa's shit, man.
Trying to get on one of his albums. Well, he wants to redo one of your songs, and that'd be cool to hear that, because that is a good tune.
Whatever, have at it, man.
Good tune.
Yeah. Tune. Well, actually, we got to bring you up, and then we'll just do it here.
Yeah.
I would say we could do it down there, but I think we would get better quality in the studio here.
Yeah.
I would say come up here. So just do it. Just take a day off and just come up. You know,
do it, man.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, do it, Aaron. You just,
let me practice.
Hit some local powwows and tell them.
Yeah.